Hello, welcome. My name is Drew Leader. I'm an MD and also a professional philosopher. And I have a special interest in how people heal. That is, find a kind of existential, emotional, psychological wholeness, even in the face of bodily breakdown that can be associated with aging or chronic illness, injury, disability. How do people cope with it and often cope with it well, independent of the medical system? Um, in this new book of mine, which is called The Healing Body, Creative Responses to Illness, Aging, and Affliction, I look at it as a kind of chessboard where there are different spaces you can move to in responding to the illness or bodily problem. And each space, each healing strategy has certain benefits. It also can have a downside, a shadow side. And I'm examining them one by one in these brief videos. Today, we're going to talk about the strategy called accepting. Um, this may seem like it needs very little explanation, but I'll say a few things nonetheless. When something happens to us of a serious nature, it's not unusual for us on some level, consciously or subconsciously, to kind of refuse what's happening. I don't want this to be happening. I don't accept it. I still want to be able to do what I used to be able to do. I don't want to face the worrisome future that now awaits me. And so we're really fighting against whatever is happening in our body. And unfortunately, the downside of that can be that it creates fear, it creates anger, frustration, stress, and maybe a reluctance to take on certain healing modalities. Conversely, if we accept what's happening, we are basically saying, it is what it is, and let me work with it and possibly work through it. But first, I have to acknowledge that it's happening, and this is part of my existence. This is part of human existence, aging, illness, dying, like we all face it in one form or another. Sometimes people's acceptance goes beyond simply kind of a begrudging, okay, to something a little bit more full-hearted, because they may find that the illness even has certain gifts to bring to them. Getting older, as I'm now doing, I may slow down, be more appreciative of the beauty of the seasons, etc. Somebody who has a serious illness may start to sort out what's most important in life, maybe being close with loved ones or doing something they feel is really meaningful and contributory. So sometimes people will say, this illness is like, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. It refocused my energies. It changed my life narrative in a positive way. Now, of course, it's not always easy to accept what's happening. So that can be one of the shadow sides of this strategy. In the serenity prayer, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. It begins. But it also suggests this is like hard. I actually need divine help because on the human level, I have so much resistance. So acceptance can be hard, and you can't force it on another person or even force it on yourself prematurely. Sometimes you have to grieve a little bit what's going on. Another potential shadow side for acceptance, I would say, would be a kind of almost a premature acceptance, coupled with the notion that, well, there's really nothing I can do to change the course of this illness. or to change my interactions with the medical world, even if I'm not that pleased with them. Well, you may remember the second part of the Serenity Prayer is God grant me the courage to change the things I can. And sometimes it's the patient who's more assertive and aggressive about seeking out a diagnosis or going to another specialist or demanding better care. They actually get better care. They actually may get better in the sense of wellness sooner. So we don't want to accept the things we could change. And yet there often are other elements, especially with chronic illness, aging, et cetera, disability, where there are things we can't change. And acceptance itself brings healing in the sense of relaxation, wholeness, positive attitude, et cetera. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon with the next edition. We'll be taking on another healing strategy from my book, once again called The Healing Body, Creative Responses to Illness, Aging, and Affliction, available at Amazon, other booksellers, etc. Take care.